Hello everybody, and today's video is going to be about the Spider-Man Insomniac universe slash franchise. I want to talk about the criticisms that I have, because while I do love the games, I think they are good, they have a lot of flaws compared to at least the first one. The first one is definitely the best, in my opinion. It's the most complete, it's the best written one. It has a lot of details compared to the other two games, and overall, I do think that Spider-Man 2 is a significant downgrade. Miles Morales is kind of a small downgrade. The DLC is kind of like a very minor downgrade, but yeah. And today I'm going to talk about 5 things I don't like about Spider-Man 2, and then because I want this to be constructive criticism, and also to make it seem like I'm not hating, I will say one good thing also at the end. The first topic I want to talk about is the lack of deaths in Spider-Man 2. This also applies to Miles Morales, but more so Spider-Man 2, I would say. Miles Morales kind of gets a little bit of a pass, mostly because it's not as like high stakes in my opinion compared to Spider-Man 2. But for some reason, this game, Spider-Man 2, has 3 deaths, at least on screen, or or done in an impactful way rather than just killing off screen. And that is Kraven, Scorpion, and the third one isn't even a kill; he just dies, which is Howard. But yeah, no, the first game, they were killing people left, right, and center. I mean, you had the bomb at City Hall, you had Devil's Breath. I mean, Martin Lee literally corrupted a guy and made him kill himself, so that, is kind of crazy. Yet this game doesn't have that, even though it has a rampaging lizard for one, that honestly, at its stage, probably should have started eating humans, if I'm being honest. Venom, who is literally, his whole thing is killing bad guys and also wanting to kill Spider-Man for a while. What else? We have Kraven and his hunters, which should have been causing basically mass destruction, hunting down every single villain. But that doesn't even happen. And then you have the Flame, or I'm gonna call Cletus Cassidy, who is literally known as the Carnage Killer, yet he doesn't even kill a single person, which is just bad writing at that point. The DLC for Spider-Man has more impactful deaths than Spider-Man 2, and if I'm being honest, Miles Morales combined. It's crazy. So I do wish there was more of that. It would at least increase the stakes of why Kraven needs to be taken down, why Venom should also be taken down. I mean, less Venom because he doesn't really kill innocents, or he shouldn't, since most of his beef is with Spider-Man and he kills criminals. But yeah, no, it would add more stakes to it, and it would make it more important to why they would need to take Kraven and his hunters down specifically, because I feel like they would cause the most havoc trying to hunt down supervillains. Because then it would cause supervillains to basically be losing their shit running around, like Sandman, that would have been a good example. If people had died to Sandman's hands, then that would work, because it wouldn't necessarily be his fault, but because Kraven is like hunting him, and he's basically trying to get away from him. But also, they don't really do that. They give him a more stupid reason for tearing apart the city. Well, I wouldn't say stupid, but it's not as solid of a reason compared to, oh, I'm getting hunted by this guy, I need to find a place to hide, or I need to stay in public where everyone can see me. But yeah, overall, just a bad move not having a lot of deaths. Alright, my second topic that I want to talk about here, and this is kind of counteractive to the first point, but also not really, considering that they shouldn't have taken those characters and killed them, but I'm talking about Electro, Vulture, and Shocker, who get killed by Kraven. And that just leads to a whole point of, why are we killing all of Spider-Man's villains to further the plot when it's not necessary? They should have had done it in a lot better of a way. For example, Peter watching Scorpion get killed through a monitor, not really as impactful in my opinion. I think it would have been a better idea if they had a mission where you were kind of tracking down Scorpion and Kraven as they were Scorpion was being hunted by Kraven throughout the city, and then Spider-Man gets to them, tries to stop Kraven, fails, and Kraven kills Scorpion right in front of Spider-Man. I think that would be a lot more impactful because, Spider-Man wants to save everyone, all of that, But they kind of just leave it for him to find a video of Kraven killing Scorpion. It's not as impactful. It's not like Spider-Man could have saved him because he didn't know where the fuck he was. It would have been a lot better if he had that chance to try and stop him and he failed, or try to stop Kraven and he failed, resulting in a villain death. It also would have made the symbiote suit story a lot more impactful there. But them deciding to just kill all the villains to further the plot is kind of annoying, especially considering the end of the game, where Peter is very hesitant to let the city go and let Miles take care of it, because it's like, Peter, there's literally almost no more villains. Kraven killed the majority of them. You literally have nothing to worry about. Like, he's over there moaning and groaning, oh, I can't, it's a big city. And then, it's like, bro, the villains are dead. Miles will be perfectly fine. But yeah, no, just killing the villains. It's killing a lot of a character's villains should not be used as a plot device, in my opinion. It's just stupid. Because then it just removes any potential chance to use them in a good story, and you're kind of just wasting the characters. Alright, so my third point, which kind of connects to the other two, is a plot hole that I have found. Out of the 7 times I've played this game, I slowly realized that there is kind of a plot hole, not necessarily a plot hole, but like a timeline problem, because in the MJ mission where you're at the zoo, you end up finding Shocker, Vulture, and Electro's items and tapes, basically with Kraven saying he killed them. And judging by MJ's reaction, obviously they didn't know, because they must have just not have known that Kraven got those villains. Which, first of all, how? You have 2 villains there that helped commit one of the biggest, basically a war crime at that point, who they would never let out. You'd think they would have maximum security on there, and you'd think they would be watching them like a hawk, and somehow they just go missing. But the problem is, when did this happen in the story? Was it before Sandman? It really can't be, because I feel like the Spider-Man would have known about Kraven by that point. But also her surprised reaction proves that it can't be before Sandman. Because they literally would have known, and it wouldn't have been as a surprise to see them basically dead, especially after Scorpion was killed. So there wouldn't be as much of a surprise reaction. But also, it can't be after Sandman or during the story of the game, because if it was, I feel like they would have mentioned those three characters just going missing. Like, it's just weird that they go missing and it's like no one cares, no one knew, and then they just kind of show up and they're pretty much dead. It's very weird. I'm guessing they didn't think about that because it's just like it. When did they die? I mean, I don't think it would change the story that much, but like, it's kind of an interesting question when you think about it, and also evidence as to why the game is shite, because that, I mean, that, no, it's like literally proof that the story is bad because they didn't even think about that. Like, they had literally no mentions of them whatsoever. Considering that they went after so many other villains, it really makes no sense that there was no mention of those three. But yeah, the weird plot hole timeline issue. Alright, so my fourth topic here is a very not controversial but an unpopular opinion in the Peter story versus the Miles story, because a lot of people complain that Miles' story is shorter than Peter, and I mean, yeah, it is, but that doesn't make it bad. Because like, my biggest problem here is, after playing it again 7 times, I'm starting to realize that Miles actually has a more complete story arc than Peter does. And Peter gets more screen time, which is very sad. Like, overall Miles just gets a better arc. But Peter, it doesn't really feel like he grew. And that might be because of the way they did the game. I think if they had Peter a little bit more, you know, involved in getting rid of the symbiote, I think it would have been a lot more beneficial. I feel like it was, like, there just wasn't enough there with Peter actually growing from it. And then, obviously, the whole Venom thing wasn't finished either, which kind of hinders Peter's story a lot. But yeah, I have to say that Miles actually has the better story, and it's a lot more complete for sure. Even though it's a shorter time, it's probably like half, maybe a third of how much Peter gets. But yeah, no, it's crazy that Peter does not get that much development. Yeah. Alright, so my final bad topic about this game, and this is going to be one of the more minor ones, because I want to ease into a good topic after this, but it's the suit styles. I'm going to be real with you, they're very hit or miss with me personally. It's like they're either good or they're shit. Because if I'm being honest with you, what were they thinking when they made the Advanced Suit 2.0 orangey, yellow, and white suit? Like, they knew that people wanted a black suit Spider-Man in the style of the Advanced Suit 1.0 and I guess 2.0 now. Yet the color they decide to go with is yellow, orangish, and white, and not black and white. Very weird choice. Like, some of the colors, and if I'm being honest, it's more so Peter than it is Miles. I think Miles has, in general, better suits in the game than Peter. But then again, I think that's mostly due to Peter having way too many movie suits. And a lot of shit suit styles. I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of them are shit. And then there's a few suits that I really don't like. And later on, maybe a later video, I'll probably make a tier list of the suits because, I mean, yeah, some of them are just awful. I mean, there's like the story suits are good in my opinion. I mean, the other than the oof, you know the one. I don't even have to mention it. Mr. fucking Colgate. I don't know why. Just why did they make that suit? I literally would never use that unless I'm doing the story for the first time. Other than that, it's like, why? Never. There's some like there are some good suits that I really like. Like Miles' suit in this game has a suit style that has like blue, and I think it really matches well with his electricity. I really think it's a nice touch. Um, Also, some of the new suits that they picked out for Miles are all very good. I don't really care for the ones that look like other superheroes, though, if I'm being honest. I don't really care for the Wolverine or Black Panther one. I don't know why. I just don't really like them. There's not a lot of suits that I would say are like 0 out of 10. Well, there's like at least 4. Also, on the topic of suits and suit styles, the symbiote suit styles, very hit or miss. Very hit or miss. I like the symbiotes, no, not the symbiote, the black suit and the like white design. Like that one was done really well with like some parts being white, some parts being black. Love that. The I understand the red symbol and the white eyes. Obviously that's like a, well, I know what it is. It's like a reference to like I think his original appearance, like first appearance. I don't really care for it, but I wouldn't tell them to change it because I understand why it's there and I respect that it's there. But the other one is kind of basically just the same suit as the one in the game, except just a little bit of red in some areas. I feel like they could have used that for a way better slot. The anti-venom suits, I don't really like the alternate designs, if I'm being honest. Well, the red one's fine. And then the symbiote suit, I mean, it's okay. I mean, if I'm being honest, it doesn't really look good in other colors. But yeah, no, some of the suit styles, hit or miss. Miles definitely has a lot of good suits. Peter has a few, but if I'm being honest, I always find me playing like the same 5 suits in the game. But yeah, no, hit or miss suits, just, yeah. Alright, so for the final topic I have here, and this is a good thing, I love this, probably my favorite part of this game, and I will stand on this, Harry is the best character in the entire game. Not talking about Venom, I'm talking about Harry specifically. I love him so much. He's a good character, he was very well written. I love that they didn't make him an absolute genius, but they did make him smart. I feel like, you know, like that's kind of Peter and Harry's dynamic, is Peter's usually the smarter one, and Harry's usually like the person who can fund it or helps back Peter. But he's just such a lovable guy in the game, and also gets totally fucked over by Peter and Miles, if I'm being honest, and MJ. Like, no one decided to stop and tell this man that the suit that he had was basically an evil alien until Peter got it off and brought it to Oscorp to get destroyed. No one told that man anything. And then they're like, how could he? How could this alien like you basically pushed Harry back into the into the arms of the symbiote, and the symbiote back onto Harry because y'all didn't tell him jack shit. I feel like he would have been more understanding if y'all said earlier, "Hey, the suit you were wearing, when you woke up, and helped help with Tombstone and at the zoo. It's an evil alien. We may have to think of something else. And I'm just sitting here, they didn't do that shit, and I'm like, well, yeah, no, honestly, no wonder the symbiote hates you. No wonder Harry hates you. Like, y'all both disrespected these two things that were two people, two living organisms that were trying to help you. Granted, the symbiote wasn't in the most, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll say OSHA approved, because it's funny. It wasn't the most OSHA approved methods, but it was still trying to be good. It wasn't like it was killing innocents. He wanted to kill a very bad person. Not really necessarily villains, although, I mean, if Doc Ock was broken out, I'm sure there would be problems there. But yeah, no. And then you have Harry, who, I'm gonna be honest, straight up, yeah, they abandoned him. I don't like the dialogue in the boss fight where Harry and Venom talk about being abandoned. Yeah, no, they definitely abandoned him. They basically like barely talked to that motherfucker after Peter had the symbiote suit. But yeah, no, I really think Harry is the best character. He's lovable. He's such a good person, and I hope they do not kill him in the next game, because I will actually be upset. Alright guys, so that was all the topics for today's video. I will make a few more parts to this, and probably a few other videos kind of similar like this. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.